It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Houston Texans. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage and get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball was teed up, Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're off and running from Houston. Return coming from the 6. He's got a lane up past the 30. Tackle made as the return gets it out to the 32. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the 2nd overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. C.J. was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Deshaun Elliott with that tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Running for the first time with Joe Mixon. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. On play action, here's Stroud. He lofts it deep left. That's cut at the 25. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. He finds 37 yards on the play to move those chains.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Stroud off the play fake. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll go down here at the 16.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
On the option, here's Mixon. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. They'll need 4 to convert now after no gain on 2nd down.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got him tackled behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Stroud now on 3rd. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They're going to run here. It's Mixon. And this is brought to a halt pretty early at about the 8. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
From the gun, Stroud. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans finish up an excellent opening series. Nico Collins with the touchdown. Well, he couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Cordero Patterson now to return. He's got a lane up past the 30. And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. So here are the Steelers now, taking over for the first time. And leading them out, someone playing at a high level over a decade after entering the league. He's got a Super Bowl to his name. It's Russell Wilson.
Kate, Russell Wilson's one of the NFL's most experienced quarterbacks. He's also one of the winningest quarterbacks, even with a couple bumps in the road in Denver. Remember, over that decade in Seattle with Pete Carroll and the Legion of Boom, there wasn't a quarterback that won more games in the history of the league over the first 10 years. 9 times to the Pro Bowl as well. Put a supporting cast around him, give him a run game and a defense, and Russell Wilson still knows very...
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. All right, here we go. 2nd down. Another try following the sack. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Wilson now from the gun. Tries one back across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans are going to be set up in goal to go after a great return down inside the 10.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back. He looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he evaded obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Well, it'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
This Texans offense readied up for its 2nd drive of the contest. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he drives it forward for a modest gain. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Mixon. And he's in for the touchdown. The Texans get another 6 to make this a 13-0 game. It's a Joe Mixon touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans drive out to an early 14-0 lead. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Steeler offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And a big setback for them to overcome early, Brock, giving them points off that interception. And for a quarterback, a tough way to start the game as well. They got to shake that off.
Yeah, but this is where you really do start to see just the cream of the crop. The quarterbacks that are the best in this league flush, no matter what the circumstances are. But especially the negative ones, you flush them away and you go persevere.
He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Christian Harris on the stop. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, kid, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
He beams one deep right side. Big gain downfield. And he's able to get this down to the 36. It's a pickup of 34 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Russ now from the gun. Finds his back, Jalen Warren. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Ross off the play fake. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Throwing on 3rd, Wilson. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
Facing 4th down, the Steelers opting for the field goal. Chris Boswell out to do the honors. From the right hash, 55 yards out. It's no good. It had the leg, but his aim wide right. And that's going to keep the difference at 14 points.
He was hitting from that distance pregame. Heck, we were on the field watching it, and they were confident he could do so again. Just did not work out this time around.
Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And while one sideline has 0 points, this offense, wow, they have had 0 issues so far getting into that end zone.
They are rolling right now, Kate, and unless there's a speed bump on the immediate horizon, things are at risk of getting out of hand.
The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. He's contained at the line for no gain. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith.
You know, I've learned over the years, defensively, they call that the camera club. How many different guys can you get rallying to the football? So that last shot you see on camera, you see as many defenders keeping that to a 0-yard gain. That's well done defensively.
Shotgun now, first round. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Steelers have it, headed the other way!
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for 3rd down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
Now Pittsburgh's offense running back out for a new series. This would be a good time for their first points of the game as they find themselves down a notable amount already in this opening quarter. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. A give left side. Here's Harris. And they'll bundle this up after a 4-yard gain. Aziz Al-Shire that time on the tackle. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Motioning the tight end left. 2nd and 6 now. It's caught. That's Mike Williams. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. Give him 13 on that play. And that's a Steelers first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
From the red zone now. The throw is caught. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Wow, very quick throw, but they couldn't connect.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing again. Here's Wilson. And he sails that one over the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. A very short kick here from the right hash. Dicker connects there. And that'll get him back to 11.
So he makes up for his earlier miss in the game. He knocks that one right through. And it's important for him to move past that early miss, Kate, because you never know if he's going to be needed for a big moment when we get to the 4th.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Damian Pierce now to return it. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. And their defense held up after that fumble. Only gave up 3, so time for this offense to make it up to them. Get some points of their own. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. This is complete to Schultz. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Patrick Queen ranging in for the tackle.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here's 2nd and 5. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Dialing up a pass here on 3rd down. Diggs there to bring it in. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He manages a gain of 8 there. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. He's on the move. He keeps it and takes off. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
It's Mixon on 2nd down. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
The tackle made back in his own 49.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the 1st quarter. It's a 2-score game early. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. We'll begin the 2nd quarter with the Texans in possession. They start out with 3rd and 4. Here's Stroud. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And the Steelers are tackled just beyond midfield following the interception. Oh boy. They cleaned up the fumbling issues from the last drive, and now it's an interception that turns the ball over.
Yeah, and 2 very different tones and tenors on these 2 sidelines. One coach is pleading, begging for some ball security. The other is simply saying, keep it up, boys. Keep taking that ball away. Job well done.
Pittsburgh getting its offense all set to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Going right side, Harris with it. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Harris gets it on the counter. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there, and that leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Wilson on 3rd down. He throws a bullet deep to the right side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Looking for George Pickens that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
The defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Now this is a beauty of a kick. Gets headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're gonna mark it out at the 6. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now begin with a run by Mixon. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Mixon on the toss. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
Hey, range? Range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. He just kept going the wrong way, and that's going to cost him. That is a safety. That one is not going to get any easier to watch during film study, Brock. Some chances to go down, but instead opting to keep extending the play, and then all of a sudden in the end zone for a safety.
Yeah, ultimately there just comes a time where you got to understand where you are on the field, right? Hey, I'm trying to make a play. I'm trying to make a play. That's all great in the middle of the field. But when you're in the danger zone like this, and you could give that defense 2 points and energize the other side, you got to know where you are on the field and just get rid of the ball.
Always hurts to do this. They give up the safety and now have to kick it away. Brings it in at the 12. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. The Steelers offense headed out. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. First and 10 now from the 30. Now here's Russ. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Look at Jimmy Ward getting up there to make that stop.
As quarterback, when you have an out route versus man coverage, you're just hoping and just praying your offensive guy could turn the hips of that defender. And once you see that, you got to cut it loose and let it go, just as they did right there.
From the 32. That throw finds Pickens. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Austin put in motion right. Gets it running the sweep. Oh, he loses the football. And this is going to stay with the offense as he makes the recovery. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know what? Everybody on the field is going to make mistakes. The key is to clean that up as quickly as he can. Ball carrier loses possession, but he doesn't panic and lose composure. Instead, well, he hops on the ball and he saves the day.
2nd and 8. That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. So the refs get him for holding, and that's going to back this offense up. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. They'll run here following the penalty. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That stop coming from Henry To'o.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to loft one deep to the left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That was almost a nice chunk play before he was able to recover and provide the hit that dislodges the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays deep.
Cameron Johnston on to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And the Texans' drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. A give left side, here's Mixon. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Met and stopped by Alex Highsmith. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Escapes the pocket. He's on the move. And he gives himself up sliding on this play, but we do have a penalty. Let's sort this out. He got a major fistful of jersey on that play, and it's going to end up costing him. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Throwing is Stroud. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Couldn't connect to a Tank Dell. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or just had a surprise break in concentration. So unusual to see one dropped unless there's a hit involved.
On 3rd and long, it's Stroud. Connection made to Dell. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Texans going to kick this away on 4th, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. Calvin Austin on the return for the Steelers. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Calls fair catch and has it inside the 40-yard line. No return on that punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. New set of downs for him at the 38. Taking the handoff, now Wilson. And he won't escape this, the Texans take him down. And the big play drives them backwards, 2nd down coming up.
My goodness, was that some kind of speed off the edge. There's only a handful of tackles in this league that have the lateral movement to stay in front of an end like that. It may be time for this quarterback to start mixing up his cadence, his count, certainly making sure this defensive end can't get off the way that he has.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Shotgun handoff to Warren. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The rookie from Georgia in on that tackle.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Wilson now from the gun. in by Williams. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, where you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Now this one, not much of a chance of it staying in the field of play. They'll mark it out at the 13-yard line. Out now come the Texans on offense. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Running with Mixon out of the gun. This is ahead for about 5. Cole Holcomb there on the stop. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. That stop made by T.J. Watt. Third and just 2 to go. Keeping it with Mixon. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
We've hit the 2-minute warning now at NRG. And it's the Texans who have 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Pressure's there, and the steel curtain closes on him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense. It just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. A give to Mixon up the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down. The Steelers calling their first timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call's going to be on 3rd down. On the ground again with Mixon. And that will not be enough for a 1st down. Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its 2nd timeout, as they'll get together and discuss with 4th down coming up. Tommy Townsend on to punt. And he's getting the call for the 2nd time this game. Got 49 on his first punt. This one looks even longer. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Russ now from the gun. He's on the move. He's going to tuck it and run. Gets out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
Here's 2nd and 2. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. It was there, he just couldn't corral it. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They can revisit that play in the future.
He wants a big gain downfield. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh! The Steelers make it a one-score game before halftime. So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Chris Boswell for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Steelers cut the lead down to just 2.
Steelers 12.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans and running back Joe Mixon headed out for their next series. They're up by just 2, so you have to think they just want to get to the locker room. Only 17 seconds left for them as they begin this drive. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. It's halftime here in Houston, with the Texans enjoying a lead at the break. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was Joe Mixon who had it working in the first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. Both these teams making their way out of the tunnel, and we're ready for the second half. And for the call, we send it back to Kate Scott and the other blonde bomber, Brock Hewitt.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Patterson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. We'll see the Steeler offense first this half as they're headed out now. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. They're out and set, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Wilson. He completes it in traffic. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. And stop coming from Henry To'o.
Well, that right there, Kate, that is the epitome of trust, and trust in your big physical tight end. Throwing his way into double coverage. You may question the decision when the ball leaves his hands, but it's tough to question when it produces results like that.
Play action, it's Wilson. That throw behind his intended target.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Here's Wilson to the air. This ball's caught by Pickens. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Russ is cooking again. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. Wanted to get that one to Mike Williams. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Once more, it's Wilson. It's Pickens on the slant. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Sticking in the air with Wilson. Completed here to Pickens. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Going to Harris to start the half. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. 20-yard gain on the play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field. Just an offense going to work and moving those chains.
1st down. Here's Russ. Caught by Freiermuth. And he's taken down at the 30. The big play nets him 17 yards. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. On play action now, Wilson. Oh my, it's intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Darren Stingley Jr.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
Now we get a look at this Texans offense. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Staying between the tackles with Mixon. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. Patrick Queen arranging in for the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Stroud now on 3rd. That's caught for the 1st. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. This has been a trend, yet another interception. Minka Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Steelers will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return. Well, they left the locker room in front. Great position to be in, right? But a shaky start to half number 2 with that interception.
We know that no lead in the NFL is safe. A 1-point lead, something that looks insurmountable. How many of these games so often come down to one possession in the end? With a half of football left, you just can't give away too many gifts and too many possessions.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Now an inside handoff to Harris. And they stop him after a good run that takes him down inside the 40. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Wilson now off the play action. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his 1st catch of the game. So now they have 3rd and short.
I'm not sure if he was hearing footsteps or he just had a surprise break in concentration. It's so unusual at this level to see a drop pass unless there's a hit involved.
Wilson to throw on 3rd and 2. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, Kate, my years in Indianapolis with Peyton, he'd love to know the tendencies of a defense. And 3rd and short, more often than not, all across the league, you get man-to-man coverage. It really is a good time to throw. Unfortunately, couldn't execute that pass, and a 4th down instead.
Back to throw it. He connects downfield on 4. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the 1st.
Oh, I love 4th downs. It just brings out the very best, and you get to see how you handle the most pressure, and it turns out, well, they handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Wilson to throw again. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he gets this forward to the 19. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Throwing again, here's Wilson. That one's incomplete over the middle.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Here comes Chris Boswell in the Steelers field goal unit. It's a 36-yard look for him. Dicker connects there. And that's going to give them the lead.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Pierce now on the return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. They track him down, but a nice return in the end there, Brock. He's out to the 38. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
A handoff for Mixon, running right. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Here's Stroud now. He lobs it up, left sideline, looking for a jump play. He's got it inside the 10. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Now a give to Mixon. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Shotgun now for Stroud. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans take a 3rd quarter lead. Nico Collins with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts him in front here in the second half. Puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
So now the Texans decide not to pull the offense. They're not kicking. They're going for 2.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it. And he makes the catch. The 2-point conversion try is good. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Steelers and Russell Wilson headed back to the field now. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the second level and beyond.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Going to the ground again on 1st. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Christian Harris on the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Russ now from the gun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Couldn't find Mike Williams on that throw. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Austin's there to haul it in. And he's out of bounds just short of the 30. That's a pickup of 9. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Wilson now, 1st and 10. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. And now they face 2nd down.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Got Williams, and it's complete. And he'll cover up as they touch him down a few yards short of the 1st.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. That's a pickup of 17 yards, partner, and it makes it 1st and goal.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him, calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
They just get the play off. He brings it in. And they stop him right at the line of scrimmage as Tom runs out in the quarter. We'll see them tackle 2nd and goal after the break. It's Steelers football. A nice help for them as they trail entering the quarter. Still set up at the 9. It's 2nd and goal. Wilson now from the gun. Has it down close. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a 1-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
So a chance to tie it up again here in the 4th. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now Boswell on to send this away. Pierce now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll begin with a run by Mixon. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. This is Mixon. And he'll get it up to the 27. Only 2 yards on the run, and they're left with 3rd and 11. Empty backfield now. The running back motions out left. Into the hands of Schultz. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
That's just discipline with a capital D. The play in the huddle is a running back screen, but it takes discipline for that offensive line to not get downfield. Discipline for that receiver to stay alert, stay aware that he's a viable option as well.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Warren here from the gun. Room to work at the 35. And they'll finally get him at the 47-yard line. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on the broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. Caught by Freiermuth. And they make the tackle at the 38. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Wilson with it on 1st. Into the hands of Jefferson, complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap for Wilson. Quick slant, that's Williams. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Running behind center with Harris. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a 4th quarter lead. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, Brock started small at first, but then he found that lane, and it was a race to the end zone from that point on.
And it takes a little bit of everybody. How many times do we hear these coaches tell us, if you're going to get a run play for a big gain, it takes the whole group. All 10 of them around him have to do their job. Got to block up front. Receivers got to block on the perimeter. They all get it done, and a big chunk run follows.
Point after up and good from Boswell. And the Steelers break that tie and now lead by 7.
Texans 22.
Now Boswell on to send this away. Pierce now on the return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The offense headed back to the field. Still time to go, Brock, but that touchdown has them down now 7. They've got to find the end zone here. Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. To the air, Stroud. Diggs there to bring it in. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Running it with Mixon. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him 2 on the run. That's going to set him up with 3rd and 4. From the gun, Stroud. He's on the move. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! Oh, they got it back. They can try and salvage something. Well, they scrambled back on top of the fumble. They lose a ton, though, and now they've got 4th down coming up.
Yeah, recovering it really only brought you one more play. But with how much they lost on that play, well, here come the special teams. And now, well, now they got to be special.
The Texans set to punt. And he's been getting all of it every time out. Getting about 50 yards of boots so far, and here's another quality effort. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Steelers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Wilson now off the play action. Completed here to Pickens. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
On 1st down, it's Wilson. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Everybody wants to play quarterback until a play like that. Almost no resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just clocked.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. They give to Harris from the gun. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. Just a single yard, but that's going to be enough to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Harris once more. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Steelers 1st down.
You call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And they make the tackle at the 38.
The smartest pass catchers I've ever been around, they know how to set up an outcut beautifully. They recognize when they have leverage, how to sell the deep route, and then boom, they just break it out as if it's nothing.
And that takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Steelers feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Najee takes this one. Harris with a first down and more. And finally, they catch up to him at the 11. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. All set up now for 1st and 10. Staying on the ground with Harris. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Timeout taken by the defense, their second. And they'll have just one left to burn now. Offense to the line for 2nd down. From the gun, they go with Harris. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The Texans bringing out an extra DB. 3rd down coming up. This is Harris. And they'll get him down at the 7-yard line. That's good for 6 yards, but it sets up 4th down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
So here's Chris Boswell in a high-pressure spot. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Dicker connects there. And that'll push it to double digits in a 2-possession game.
That kick right there, Kate, it was a crucial one that really just caused their odds of winning this game to jump substantially. Now we've got a 2-score game. It really leaves no room for error for this opposing offense as they prepare to take the field.
Now Boswell on to send this away. That's going to be taken in at the 8. He's got a lane up past the 30. And he showed some burst on that return, getting them all the way to their own 40. This offense getting all set for this series. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. The Texans set up nicely as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Stays in the pocket. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. Looking for the back that time. And now it's 2nd down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
On play action, here's Stroud. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Defense doubled him, knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. A bit surprising. Quarterback still threw in that direction with how well that defense had that play covered.
To throw. Put the body on the line for his team. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it sets up a Houston first.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had two choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Stroud to throw again on second. Buys time, rolling right. And he evades any kind of trouble, but only a short gain to show for it after sliding down. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Steelers are winners, as we'll see you next time from Houston.